My name is Tommy Burns, and I'm doing my project on peyote. And we'll start off. Peyote does not have a pharmaceutical name. It's a plant. It has its genus and species name, which is Lepopora williamsi. And active ingredient is mescaline in peyote. Peyote is a small spineless cactus and has been used by Native Americans in northern Mexico and the southwestern United States as part of religious ceremonies. Mescaline can also be produced through chemical synthesis. Peyote is a Schedule 1 drug, meaning it is illegal. However, there is a special circumstance listed by Section 1307.31 for the Native American Church. The listing of peyote as a controlled substance in Schedule 1 does not apply to the non-drug use of peyote in bona fide religious ceremonies of the Native American Church, and members of the Native American Church so using peyote are exempt from registration. Any person who manufactures peyote for or distributes peyote to the Native American Church, however, is required to obtain registration annually and to comply with all other requirements of law. Peyote is introduced into the body with they make buttons with the peyote extract. It's cut from the roots and dried, and the buttons are generally chewed or soaked in water to produce an intoxicating liquid. The hallucinogenic dose of mescaline is about 3.3 to 0.5 grams, and its effects last about 12 hours. Because the extract is so bitter, some people prefer to put it in a tea or prepare a tea and boil it for a few hours before drinking it. For psychological and physiological effects, the long-term, well, first of all, its effects can mostly be attributed to LSD, similar to LSD. These side effects include increased body temperature, heart rate, uncontrolled movements, profound sweating and flushing, and mescaline has also been associated in at least one report to a fetal abnormality. The long-term residual psychological and cognitive effects of mescaline remain poorly understood, mostly because of its not widespread use. A recent study found no evidence of psychological or cognitive defects among Native Americans that use peyote regularly in a religious setting, but that does not include the people that do actually use peyote recreationally. Treatment for peyote is about the same as any other hallucinogen. Provision of a quiet room with little sensory stimulation, and benzodiazepines are used to control extreme agitation or seizures. As far as street value goes, I read that peyote can usually sell for about 25 to 50 cents per button. And as far as peyote being an issue for law enforcement, it's really difficult to gauge the extent of hallucinogens in general, because most data sources quantify the use of these drugs. They lump them all together. But anyway, it was reported, the Monitoring the Future survey reported in 2008 that 7.8% of high school seniors had used hallucinogens other than LSD. And that is where they group peyote and a bunch of other hallucinogens together, and you don't really know which one they actually took. There is just one choice to select. And as far as peyote goes, that is pretty much it.